Hello Magic Makers, welcome to Storytime with Mombierella. This is a young adult fiction and may be inappropriate for some younger viewers.
The Odd Sisters, A Tale of the Three Witches by Serena Valentino. Copyright, Disney Enterprises Incorporated, 2019. Chapter 2, After the End.
Part 3.
Snow, stop reading, said Circe. It's breaking my heart. Besides, we're almost there. Circe looked out the window of her mother's cottage as it flew through the air. Look, I can see Morning Star. Snow put down the book of fairy tales and looked out excitedly. Oh, are we? Nanny will be so happy to see you. Circe perched her mother's house on the black, rocky cliffs that overlooked what had once been the domain of the sea witch Ursula. The view of Morningstar Castle from the large round kitchen window was a startling sight. Though the lighthouse of the gods stood untouched by the great war between Maleficent and the Tree Lords, the castle was still in disrepair. The battlements that faced the cliffs were crumbled, laying in heaps at the base of the castle like broken cyclopean tombstones. Two of the towers were completely destroyed, including the one that had held Tulip's chambers. The sight sent chills through Circe's heart. Well, said Circe quietly, taking in the damage as she prepared some tea for her cousin. At least we were expecting it. And Nanny said Tulip was safe, right? Snow White was sitting on a little red velvet love seat with a heap of letters in her lap, looking out the large round window. Nanny's letters, and the book of fairy tales say Tulip is well, and that she and the fairy godmother are working to repair the damage to the castle. Circe looked up from the tray of tea and cakes she held and smiled at her cousin. Thank you for looking through all those letters and books. Are you sure you wouldn't be more comfortable at home in your own castle? Are you trying to get rid of me already? Snow said, winking at her cousin. Circe set down the tray on the little table and rushed over to Snow. Of course not. I'm so happy you're here. But I'm worried you will be bored, sequestered in the house while I'm at the castle. I know it may seem overprotective, but Nanny really does feel you'd be safer here than at the castle, with my mother's body still in the solarium. Snow smiled. I understand. I have the fairy tale book and all these letters to keep me occupied. Besides, I'm not at all ready to go back to my old life. Not just yet. Snow laughed at the stack of letters. That poor little owl. Nanny must have kept him busy while she was unable to reach us. By the look of it, she sent several letters a day, while we were in that strange and beautiful place. The beginning, Circe reminded her. There's so much I don't know about my mother's, or this house. I wonder if the failsafe spell was reversed when I took away their powers. Snow White smiled at Circe. Well, that is why I'm here, to help you in your research. You haven't even had time to process everything that happened to Gothel, let alone to Maleficent. There are some things your mother said that I'm finding really curious, and I want to know more. And I know you want nothing more than to go through all of these books, but you can't be in two places at once. At least, I don't think you can, Snow said, giving Circe a playful look. So please let me help you. I'm happy to do it. Truly I am. Circe poured her cousin a cup of tea and watched her take a sip. You know that cup used to be yours. I read it in Lucinda's journal, Circe said. Snow looked at it closely and smiled. I thought so. I'm guessing your mothers, took it from my parents all those years ago. Circe nodded. I'm still trying to figure out what they were doing with all these cups. Do you think they could just be mementos of their misdeeds, or is there something more sinister at work? I think I read something about the cups in Maleficent's story, actually. Do you want me to? Before Snow could finish, Circe snatched the cup from her and threw it across the room. It shattered against the wall. Circe! Snow was shocked. Circe, please calm down. Circe took Snow by the hands, clenching them tightly. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, Snow. I don't know what came over me. I think I'm much angrier with my mothers than I realized. I understand, sweet Circe. I do. But please, go see Nanny. She's been so worried about you. And I think it will do you good to see her. I promise I will be fine here. I want to read the rest of the fairy tale book in peace. You're right. I'm sorry. I think seeing Nanny will help. Circe put her hand on Snow's cheek. My dearest Snow, should I have taken you home? after we checked on Mrs. Tittlebottom and her charges? Have I asked too much of you? Won't your husband be worried?" Snow White kissed Circe on the cheek. "No, Circe. My dear sweet husband understands. He's never been comfortable with how close I am to my mother, and I think he's happy that I'm finding my independence without her." Circe was happy to hear that. "I'm going to enchant the house while I'm at the castle, Snow. No one will be able to enter. I promise. You will be safe. And if you need me, for anything at all, you can contact me through the hand mirror." She paused, worried. "You're sure you'll be okay here alone? Maybe I should try to convince Nanny it's okay for you to come with me to the castle." Snow shook her head. "No, I understand completely, really. Nanny thinks I'll be safer here. I get it, Circe. Please don't worry." Circe smiled at her cousin again. She thought Snow had such a beautiful soul. Who else would have dropped her entire life to go on this adventure with her? Who else would have ventured to distant lands to check on the sisters of a terrible witch who kidnapped children? Or seen to a sweet, befuddled elderly woman consumed with baking birthday cakes? Even though Snow was so much older than Circe, it sometimes seemed that she was just a little girl. There was a youthfulness about her that Circe found utterly charming. A kindness she felt she didn't deserve. Not after everything her mothers had done to Snow years ago. Snow had proven that she was a wonderful woman with a forgiving heart. A woman who could forgive even her own mother for trying to kill her. "You know, Snow, I truly love you," said Circe. "And I love you too, Circe." The ladies hugged and hugged. Circe didn't want to leave Snow. "And if you learn anything important in the fairy tale book, you'll let me know?" Snow had the book in her hand. She looked down at it. "Of course I will. Now go, and give my regards to Nanny." With a kiss for Snow and a protective enchantment on the house, Circe left for the castle.
Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you haven't had a chance to, please take a second, like, subscribe, ring that notification bell, comment down below, share with a friend, and check out some of the other Villain series chapters and books as well. Join us next time. And remember, let it go and keep moving forward. Have a magical day. Bye.